Today I'm going to give you guys an update on where I'm at with my Project 50 Finish pan. That's not how it's called. Project Finish 50 pan. Something along those lines anyway. Where I'm basically trying to finish 50 items in my collection. If it's a palette that I've rolled in, it's usually a shade from said palette, but otherwise it is a singular item that I'm trying to finish completely. A couple of these things were brand new when I rolled them in, some of them were not, but I have been working on this project since July of 2022, so it's a year and 9 months now, and coming up in July it will be 2 years doing this project. I'm not working on all 50 items at one time because that would just cause chaos with my brain trying to work on that, and progress would just not happen with any of the items. It just would be impossible to work on that many items at once, especially as I'm working on several other different projects at the same time. It just would be counter intuitive, if that's the correct term. So I'm working on 13 items at one time. So far in this project I have finished completely 4 items, so we are down to 46 items that I need to complete. And how I've been doing it is every time I roll out an item, I usually roll in a new item that is from that category that I've just rolled out. So if I rolled out an eyeshadow, I'll roll in a new eyeshadow. If I rolled out a blush, it'd be a new blush. If it was a fragrance, a new fragrance. If it was a nail polish, a new nail polish, and so forth. And the last time I rolled in an item, let me just double check. The last time I rolled an item was in October in 2023. So it has been a little while, but that doesn't surprise me, as I am trying to finish these items. It's going to take a lot longer to accomplish rather than just hitting pan on an item. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into it. We're going to work through them in the order that they are in my spreadsheet. So that is the order that I rolled them into originally. The original list was basically done in the order I do my makeup in, but then obviously as I roll new items out, the order will probably change. Introduction done. Let's get into my update. So the first item we've got is my NARS Laguna bronzer. I was going to say blush then. It's a bronzer, definitely bronzer. This is where we are at right now. As you can tell, we, have a pan. That pan's been there for a while now. I feel like, did this happen at the beginning of this year? Potentially. But the pan is getting bigger and bigger, smoothly sailing along with this one, to be honest. It's a nice bronzer, I like wearing it. Who knows how long it'll actually take me until I actually finish it though. That is the question. And I have used the bronzer 97 times since I rolled it in the project in July of 2022, which is madness. Compared to some of the items I got in here, it's not much. But I am working on several different bronzers at one time, so it's not really also much of a surprise. Next up we have got my Revolution Ultra Blush palette in Hot Spice, and we hit pan on this I believe at the beginning of the year. Maybe it was even just before last quarter. I can't remember. I should have put notes in my spreadsheet. But we did hit pan on this, which took forever. We are on 320 uses with this shade now. And we are getting to the point where we can say that we are pretty much nearly fully having visual on the first ring. Yeah, some solid progress has been happening. I'm excited to get this one down and see if we can finish this blush this year. I have worn this blush every single time I've worn makeup since this project began. The only time I didn't was when I went to Amsterdam, because I didn't take this blush with me because of the broken palette. I was nervous that it was going to break even more on the flight there and back, so I played it safe and didn't take it with me. 320 uses is the highest amount that I've used any of the products in this project or in any project I've made ever. It is quite a grueling task to get up that. We'll see how many uses it takes to finish this, because it wasn't brand new when I rolled it in either, which is insane because this is quite an old blush palette. But how many uses do you think it's going to take me to get rid of that blush? I reckon it'll be in the 500s. I reckon it will be like not even this year. I think it'll be next year that I will finish it, and I'm guesstimating it will be like, I want to say like autumn time next year. So in my autumnal update in 2025, let's hope that's finished. Maybe it'll be even earlier than that. We never know. The next item we've got is my Super Shock Cheek highlighter by Colourpop in the shade Monster, which looks like this. So as you can see, the dip is, the pan even is getting marginally bigger each quarter. We have used this now 100 times on the dot, which is madness, and we'll see how far we're going to get next time. I reckon this is also going to be like quite a long burner. Turn down the exposure on my camera because it looked a little like it was a bit whitewashing everything out, so it looks a little bit dimmer. For the eyeshadow rolled in, it is my MUA Merged Trio eyeshadow in Emotions, and we have quite clearly got the dark brown shade rolled in. You can see in the shade that we have made some marginal progress. We have now got a big dip and a big crater in formation. Not yet hit pan on this one. I feel like it's going to take quite a while because we haven't even got to the point where we are below the packaging, and I don't know how deep it goes under the packaging, so I think this is going to be quite a task to complete. I reckon that this is going to be here for quite a while. It just seems to like never seem to go down. I only really notice that it's made sort of progress when I'm doing these updates. During the time when I'm actually working on this, between the updates, it honestly feels like nothing's changing. So it's only when I'm editing the footage and seeing it do I realise that it's actually made a big difference since the last quarter. I've used that 93 times in this project as well, just as an FYI. I keep on forgetting to mention the uses. Alright, on to the failure of this project. This has been in since the beginning. This is my Black Milk Gelato eyeliner by Beauty Bakery. And you would not believe that I have been working on this since July of 2022. Because it still looks like it's being rarely used. Like, there's obviously like a lot of disturbance on the top now, but still not really got much progress in here. Now, I've used this 35 times. That's not enough times, to be honest, but I do keep forgetting to use it. In fact, I used it yesterday for the first time this month, obviously, only the one time. I keep using eyeshadow as eyeliner. Even today, I was like, oh, I'm going to put eyeliner on. And then I put my mascara on and completely forgot to do eyeliner. So, yeah, just really not remembering to use this. I need to find some sort of system to make me use it so I can actually get some progress in it. Yeah, only 35 times I've used this in the last year and 9 months, which is mad, but that kind of tells you that I'm kind of over the eyeliner look, but I'm going to still try and use it sometimes. For the lip product, I have rolled in this. This is Paradise Pigments in the shade Fig Jam from Jelly Pong Pong. I'm also not wearing my glasses, so I can't tell if it's focusing. I think that's focused now. And this one, I feel like we have made some progress this last quarter. We do have a big old dip in here now. Not too sure how close we are to the bottom. I always find these packages really misleading because they are like magnetized here and you can't really tell where the bottom is. It really kind of throws me off a little bit. So I'm not too sure how far down we got to go with this one. I have used this 75 times, but I'm very thankful that we now have like a solid dip in play, and we'll see how well we get with this. Concealer we've got is this one. This is my Fenty Beauty Matchsticks in the shade Porcelain. I've used this one 171 times, and this was pretty much brand new. It wasn't new, but it was newish when I rolled it in, and now we are down to here. I feel like it was probably up to here to begin with, so I feel like we've used 2/3 of it, but then again also I don't know how far down it goes inside the packaging down here. But yeah, I'm actually really enjoying wearing this one. It's one of my favourite concealers. I like cream concealer more than a liquid concealer at the moment. I feel like cream concealers tend to stick better. Let's move on to the fragrance. The fragrance is my Zoella Blissful Mistville Fragranced Body Mist. Now when I first rolled this into the project in July 2022, this was pretty much brand new. I think I probably sprayed it like literally only 2 times before I rolled it into the project. It's not my favourite scent, however I have now been wearing it consistently for the last year and 9 months, and I've kind of grown to it. You know, I'm used to smelling it. It's still not my favourite, it's not something I would choose to wear, but I have been wearing it because it's been in this project. This purple marker was where we were at 1 year, I believe, and now we're down here. So we have made some stonking progress in the last 9 months, and I think it mainly is because this has been, sorry, there's a plane going by, if you can hear that. That is what I'm hearing right now. Oh, there's also a hang glider. That's a new one. I don't think I've ever seen someone do that here. Where did they come off from? Or was it a parachuter? I think what's helped the most is that this has been a focus fragrance. Obviously I've not also had a lot of other fragrances rolled in. Of course I have every now and again picked from my collection and worn different fragrances just to split it up a little bit. I also did have a couple of fragrances in other projects as well, but this has been true one that I've been picking up as much as possible. Even on days when I am not going out, like today was a work day. I didn't go out today, but I did spray myself with this fragrance, and it's kind of like become routine now to kind of spray myself in the morning, get myself feeling good. With this progress, I think we will be done next year with this. 100%. I think maybe spring time next year this will be finished. Fingers crossed. Right, let's move on to the eyebrows. So this is the brow product I'm working on. This is the first item that wasn't part of the original set. I rolled this one in April this year. No, April last year. Yeah, I rolled this in April last year. So it's now been 1 year using this pencil, which is mad. It actually surprises me. I think I would have expected a pencil to go down much quicker than this, but I'm averaging around 15 days each month wearing makeup at the moment, or just in general on this whole project. because I can see the numbers. They kind of average around 15 uses each month. And yeah, this is where we're at. It has definitely gone smaller. I reckon it was like this big before, and now it's obviously down here. There was some like writing up here too, which is completely gone. Yeah, it's not my favourite, to be honest with you guys. I'm not a big pencil fan for brows or even for eyeliner. They're not my favourite go-to. I do prefer using brow powders and then like a little bit of brow gel, but this is what we're with at the moment, and it's fine, it works, it's doing its job. It's showing my brows a little bit more filled in and a little bit more the same colour as my hair rather than being barely there, so I can't really complain too much. But I have used this one, I've used this 170 times since April of 2023, so 1 year in, and that's how far we've got. Who knows how far we'll go next year. So I mean, if you kind of think about it, that probably means I'm still going to be working on this one next year. So I reckon we've still got another year or even 2 years left of me working on this pencil, which is mad. That's bonkers. It takes such a long time for me to work through this, but maybe I've just not got a heavy hand. I completely forgot. Oh, hold fire guys, I did just go and get this. I completely forgot about it until I noticed it on my spreadsheet just now. This is my Colourpop, no it's not, it's my Colour Club nail lacquer in the shade Barely There. This is the nail polish I've got rolled in, and we're like quite near the bottom now. The purple is where, I think the purple here is where we rolled it in this project. I can't remember why that's there. Maybe I even rolled it in when it was this one. I'm not too sure. I can't remember now. But this has been in here since the beginning of the project. I did forget about it. This has been used 91 times in this project. Usage for nail polish is the same throughout my entire collection, my entire project. It's based on fingers, because as you can tell, I always have my fingers a different colour because I'm weird like that. And this one, it's not my favourite. The consistency is really liquidy, it's a little bit lumpy, and have you ever had a nail polish that doesn't dry? Because that is what this is like. It just doesn't seem to dry. It takes like 2 days to dry. So I don't really wear it very often, and if I do wear it, I often wear it for a day, and then I'm already on to my next nail polish, because half thinking about decluttering this and rolling in a different nail polish, because that's how much I'm not enjoying wearing this one. But yeah, let me know, should I declutter this or should I just keep on going? I mean, there isn't much left in here. I reckon there's not much left for me to go. Back to the items that have been rolled in since the beginning of this project. Burt's Bees Beeswax Lip Balm with Vitamin E and Peppermint. This was rolled in June of last year, so it's been, what, 11 months? And it looks like it's pretty much brand new. I can't roll this all the way up because when I do that, it doesn't roll back down. So I'm just going to try and give you guys a peek. But it looks like it's pretty much brand new still. There's like not much change in here. And the insane thing is, do you want to know how many uses I've used it? I've used it 138 times, and honestly it looks like I have not really used it at all. I mean, you can tell at the top that it has been used. I don't believe or remember there being a hole at the top, but now the hole is in view, I guess, because when you have it rolled down, straight down, I mean, I guess it looks like we've probably used it, because if it's rolled down like this, you can kind of see how far down it goes. This is as far down as it can be rolled back. I do believe when I first started this project, it did stick out at the top, so there has been progress. I would say there's been maybe a centimetre of progress. That's what I'm going to look at each time I do these updates now, is how far down we are below the marker. We are probably about halfway through those white signs here. We're like halfway through them. That's a really random marker to mention, but... And then finally we go to my foundation, which I rolled in October. My Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup Foundation in the shade Shell. So this blue marker was where we were at the 1 year mark. I don't quite remember where we were when I first rolled this in, unfortunately, but we are like right at the bottom now. We do still have some stuff in here, but I reckon by the next quarter or the next update that this will be finished. I actually really love it. I'm definitely probably going to buy another one of these when this project is finished because I love it that much. And also it's like a really good shade match for me, which is very, very difficult because of how pale I am. It's very difficult to find foundations that work for me. It's not as hard as it used to be. Browns are definitely getting much better at it now, having paler foundations, but when I was a teenager and when I was like obsessed with brown makeup a few years ago, there wasn't much of a range. That is my current update. There are no brand new items that I've rolled in this last quarter, unfortunately, but I feel like we are making some steady progress, and I do think next quarter there'll be at least one thing potentially gone. Actually, next quarter's July. That's in like 2 months. In October. So not next update, but the update after. That is my update for now. Really enjoying doing this project. I'm actually preferring and loving doing more long-term projects at the moment. I feel like it's just kind of more interesting to kind of see how long it takes to use up makeup, especially nowadays when I'm not wearing makeup every single day, but I'm still wearing it on a weekly basis. And of course my progress is slower, but also I'm wearing it like half the month. So yeah, there we go. That is my update. I reckon my spreadsheet has put this down as a 3-year project. I don't think this is going to be a 3-year project, guys. I think this is going to be more like a 10-year project. It's going to last quite a long time, but I hope you guys are here with me on this journey, and let's see how long it takes me to actually finish items, because I haven't finished a blush or bronzer in my entire life. I haven't finished a highlighter in my entire life. I'm excited to see how long it takes. With that being said, on we go. I will see you guys on my video in some day. Bye guys.